This one is highly regarded, super hyped ever since it came out. I figure now is the best possible time to do it because Half in the Bag just dropped a video yesterday that was like their #1 horror movie of the year. And I'm like, well, okay, before I can finish watching this episode, I have to watch it now. So I'm falling to the hype. Honestly, I kind of wanted to watch it anyway because it was described as a body horror movie. And as I tell everybody constantly all the time as I pass them in the street, hey, did you know that body horror is my favorite kind of horror? It's the best. And honestly, this may be a controversial opinion, but I believe essentially all horror is body horror. If you want to hear my thesis on that, go ahead and, I don't know, sign up for my class next semester. And, where am I? What am I talking about? Anyway, it's the substance. It's a reanimator serum. Whenever you order 1 egg instead of 2 for breakfast, that's basically what happens in the kitchen. Only in the fancy restaurants, though. Is that supposed to be the Walk of Fame? That is, like, remarkably clean. Elizabeth Sparkle? That is not somebody's name for real. Oh no, he dropped his hamburger pizza. Yeah, get it right down in there in the cracks. Wow, she looks great for 187.
You wanna look like a giant jellyfish on the beach?
Yes, I want to scare children. There's no sweat, though. She wasn't sweating. Oh, wow. This looks like a Kubrick movie. It is a Kubrick movie. Modern interior design.
We need her hot. We need her now. Oh, Oscar winner, my ass.
It's been a long time since I've seen Dennis Quaid in a movie. I guess he's in that new Reagan biopic, which I'm never gonna watch, ever. I didn't even know it was him when he first walked in the bathroom. Had to kind of hear his voice. Sounds like his prostate's the size of a grapefruit.
Find me somebody new.
Did you know that a woman's fertility starts to decrease about the age of 25?
Hey, do you think that guy's a sleazebag? He might be.
It's like when you see someone fart on screen.
Ugh.
People just love that.
Ugh.
I mean,
I guarantee you, for me anyway, I bet you that's going to be the grossest thing in this entire movie. The close-up of watching him eat and the disgusting Foley along with it. It's sick. It's worse than Jeff Bridges eating tikka masala.
that's what keeps the shareholders happy. Renewal, it's inevitable. At 50, it stops.
What stops?
You know, Oh, George! Oh! I'm sorry, I gotta run.
God, what a pig, dude. Disgusting. How is that suit not covered in stains? No, my face! No! My... everything.
You are good to go. My wife is a huge fan.
Thank you.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Have a good, bye.
One moment. There's just one last exam to perform.
Kid seems like he's made out of plastic, huh? Here's your problem. You got a spine. Let's go ahead and remove that.
I wish you the best.
Everything's very interesting looking already.
Lizzie Sparkle?
Phil Connors?
Fred from 10th grade homeroom.
Of course.
You haven't changed a bit. You're still the most beautiful girl in the whole wide world. You know, I followed your career. Wow, wow, wow. Why don't we go out maybe for a drink sometime?
Why don't you give me your card?
Wow, that's very nice of her.
There.
Ugh.
Now you've got it.
What? So this is like a comedy, huh? I'm having a hard time figuring out like what sort of time period this is supposed to be in. I'm assuming it's present day. She just plugged a USB. If you look at the design and stuff, like when I say it reminds me of Kubrick, I mean like something like A Clockwork Orange or The Shining, where it's like late 70s, early 80s kind of modern quote-unquote aesthetic.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself?
Constantly.
More perfect. This is
Cancer?
the substance.
Oh.
Everything comes from you. This is simply a better version of yourself. You just have to share. 1 week for one and 1 week for the other. The
What?
perfect, the one and only thing not to forget. You are one. You can't escape from yourself.
Okay. That's not ominous at all. Weird sales pitch. You're old for a week and then young for a week? Hey, if you're an actor, that like doubles your chances to get roles too, right? Because you can play grandma one week and you can play granddaughter the next.
Yes.
I'd like to order
Address.
Yeah, not sketch at all.
35 North.
You should apply. Such a weird clandestine way of advertising, hyper stylized, like they could have just sent her an email or something, you know? It's legit. Sorry, I guess on some level I just have to accept the absurdity of the whole thing. You immediately ask yourself, why would she do this? Because she's desperate to be young or something, right? Sure. Did they even take her credit card information? It just looks like Trioxin 214. Like, it looks like something from Herbert West's basement. Stabilizer for the other self. Okay, good. It's good when the directions are clear. You have to be extremely desperate.
Everything comes from you, and everything is you. This is simply
Solipsistic?
a better version of yourself.
Oh. It was also interesting earlier whenever she got her package that there was only like one other number listed on those lockers. A super exclusive clientele. Flat ass. Dude, she's like old, alright? I commend her for having the guts to do this type of stuff at her age. Oh, I saw some back inflation. I knew they were gonna do that. Classic. Why would it have different eye color? How old is Demi Moore right now? Demi Moore. She's 61. Cool, so she just literally pops out of her skin. It's like a pupa. Now she's gonna be like totally digitally de-aged, right? With bluer eyes for some reason. No, different human. Weird. Oh yeah, totally different nipples. Completely different human being. God damn. You're such an ageist, Dre. Why would she be a different person, though? Oh, can't go too low. Beauty marks in a different area, too. Strange, so it's not like a cloning thing. It's just a complete rearranging of your DNA? She is attempting, for some reason, to sew up the back of the old body. So I guess that removes the possibility of her needing to go back inside of the body. Still conscious. So they're gonna be like roommates or something. Just like no respect for her old body at all. You can't complain about the male gaze because a lady directed this, okay? I'm allowed. I'm allowed to stare. That's a big needle, dude. How does she know where to inject it? Okay. Again, I don't know where she's getting these instructions from.
Next!
I'm Sue.
You have metal heels?
What a gorgeous little angel.
I didn't realize this was gonna be so comedic, you know?
You're hired.
Ugh. Really fun editing, too. Doesn't matter what the show is. There you go, Grandma. That's literally it. That's the show, huh? Just a lame workout thing? Like, that's gotta be part of the satire, right? The all-important TV show that she's so desperate to alter her DNA with mystery goo that she got from a back alley. It's just a lame aerobic show. All right, I'll go with it. It's weird too because she's still technically alive in the old body. Yeah, I don't think you want to get water directly on that.
Where have you been?
And we got you just a little something.
I'm assuming that, like, there's no memory transfer or anything like that. Although, I mean, she does know the girl's name. The instructions did say that they are one. The director really loves her butt, huh? I mean, I don't blame her, but... she's judging her old self, I'm guessing. I suppose there doesn't have to be like a mind link for her to know her new self's name, because she probably already had it in mind before she did the whole thing. Tarantino filmed her feet a lot. Oh, that's not surprising at all, even a little bit. The director of this movie has like a butt thing. So he's got a feet thing, she's got a butt thing. Poor girl. I feel bad for staring at her now, you know? Seems like all she gets is these parts where she's somehow objectified in some way. She is very beautiful. Great smile, too. Yeah, she's hot, but, like, hot girls are a dime a dozen in Hollywood and stuff, you know? I think that's part of the problem. Maybe this movie is speaking to that. Although I'd be a little annoyed if it went beyond just kind of like a funny satire, and if it was trying to say anything, like, serious. I kind of don't have a lot of sympathy for these people. Demi Moore's character, like, I don't know if I'm necessarily supposed to feel bad for her. You know, from the perspective of living in the real world, she just looks like a rich idiot to me. If I was 61 and I had that kind of a place, what do I care if I lose my stupid aerobics job? I'll sit and watch TV for the rest of my years. I don't care. Unless you're being pushy on people. Well, I think the term objectification is kind of loaded too, because a lot of it has to do with intent. Just noticing somebody's body, I don't think that's objectification. Neither do I think appreciating somebody's body. I don't think that is objectification either. I think attributing someone's worth entirely to how they look, that is objectification. The literal transformation of a human being from a person to an object, that is objectification. Really, it's kind of gross. The business itself is a form of objectification. You're allowing yourself to be like thrown into a meat market of sorts. Yeah, that's just kind of the way that they've made things. It's a weird abstract thing to even talk about in the first place. You know, what is beauty? Okay, how do I put it? You don't need traditionally good-looking people to tell a good story, unless, say, a character, for the purposes of a story, should be extremely traditionally beautiful. Most of the time, that's not necessary, but we do anyway. You know, you see biopics where the actor that they hire to play the real person is like 10 magnified by glasses. No, I have to look through the bifocal part for that to happen. It's only like the bottom 45%. Damn it, Dre, you made me forget my point. Who cares? Let's go back to looking at this chick's ass. Pretty handy.
You wanted to complain about something, Oliver?
It's like awesome when there's stuff going on in the building, you know what I mean?
Shut up.
If you ever need,
No.
got a big hammer.
Shut up.
Anyways,
She's giving him nothing. That's hilarious. Yeah, she's just growing to disdain her old form, which makes sense. If she didn't hate herself, she wouldn't have gone through all of this in the first place, right? The inner conflict is going to become very external, like a Hollywood Jekyll and Hyde kind of a story. The editing in this is so terrific, man. It's hilarious. Her ass is gonna have a blowout or something. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's my prediction. At some point, she's gonna be doing one of these dance moves, and then, like, Demi Moore's eyeball is gonna, like, shoot out of her butt or something. Something weird and gross. Did you guys ever see The Neon Demon? How does she keep her eyes lubricated? Oh no, she's having a subhumanoid meltdown.
You seem even more beautiful than before.
That guy looks like an alien, doesn't he? Leaving it for the old lady to clean up. So she's turning to old witch Hazel now. I don't think that's gonna help. You can't wash off old, don't I know it? That was more than old, dude. That's like storybook fantasy old. wizened. She's croning.
Extra hours were accidentally used.
There's no going back.
Do you think she's gonna try to take some juice out of the new girl now and put some of the... This is gonna cause some serious problems.
I don't know what she was thinking.
Remember, there is no she and you. You are one. Respect the balance. You won't have any more inconveniences.
Yeah, it's not like you're trying to converse with your HMO. You injected yourself with juice from a back alley.
Holy moly. Makes me want to join your class.
Shut up.
What about a drink at my place tonight?
Oh, he's awful. What kind of acting is this? Is there a way for her to stop?
7 days.
Wait a second. Oh, no, he's the nurse guy.
Each time you feel a little more lonely, don't you think?
$10 tip, wow.
Started yet
Bless you.
eating away at you.
Well, congratulations, lady. You just birthed your own antagonist.
Whole wide world.
She's gonna call him.
I could book Luigi's at 8.
It's sad. It's also like a weird perverted take on Cinderella, too, isn't it? I always associate Demi Moore with the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I always associate her with Indecent Proposal and Nothing But Trouble. She has a lovely voice. I think she still looks pretty good for 61, too. That's easy for me to say because I'm also an elderly man. Is she gonna pull her face off? Sad. You look mid-50s. You look like a corpse. Motherfucker. Sick.
Circle those hips. Contract. Contract. Head between your legs.
Ha! I knew it! Points for me. Put that one on the board.
I'm sorry, I thought
I thought my ass exploded?
I just got distracted.
The director said he saw something bizarre on the monitor.
Ha!
Let's just take this frame by frame.
Why would you need to go that slow with it? Was it really just for one frame?
I need 5 minutes.
Oh, we're not even gonna get confirmation that it wasn't in her head? Yeah, that's like Demi Moore's foot or something. She like did something. I don't know if it has to do with like eating the bad food, sabotaging her new self now. Man, that's the biggest kidney stone I ever seen. Yeah, it's a turkey leg.
This balance is not working.
Where there is no she and you.
The taping's been canceled.
Harvey wants to see you in his office immediately.
Listen, we can't have your ass blown out like this on national TV.
We want you to host the New Year's Eve show.
That's gonna be on an odd week, though, isn't it?
If you don't open the door when opportunity knocks, you won't get another chance. You of all people know this.
You're fucking up. She's fucking up. Puss, man. Sick. Yeah, dude. Demi Moore is gonna be, like, totally haggified. Great makeup.
She's a selfish bitch.
Would you like to stop to go back to being just you?
Why? What is she getting out of this?
The balance just needs to be respected.
So respect it.
If I can come up with one criticism, and it's very difficult to criticize something like this because it is obviously not supposed to be taken too seriously, which is one of the things I like about it. The new girl should realize that the more she does this, eventually Demi Moore is just going to shrivel up. That gives the new girl, like, what? One good week? And then what happens to her? She probably turns into goo. Her ass finally explodes once and for all. She's a little short-sighted, is what I'm saying. Oh, I know that feeling.
Just a little something to keep you busy.
I'm guessing when she eats the gross food, it messes with the metabolism or something, and whenever they switch blood or whatever it is they do exactly, or when she takes out more life juice from her, I should just call it the substance, because that's what they call it in the movie. It's the equivalent of, like, poisoning her somehow?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, that's right.
Sick. She's literally making, like, an evil witch's brew. You think she's gonna cackle?
Because I used to put on shows for my family.
Your family.
You replaced
Elizabeth Sparkle.
I can't really say that I actually watched her show, but my mother was a huge fan of
Yeah, I'll bet.
So I guess that's why you can say we have some sort of connection.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre sound effects. Wow.
Ladies and
It's hilarious. Ugh.
Here's your little beauty secret.
And to always remember to leave
Control yourself!
I can't go back inside her.
Stupid. Like, she doesn't even know the shelf life on this stuff. There's still like a huge chunk of movie left to go too. Maybe the man on the phone will step in. I don't think he's gonna care. Who's that guy?
Coming to bed.
Yeah, dude, it's all moldy and shit.
There's no more stabilizer fluid.
It means you've reached the end. You must let the fluid regenerate, so you can continue to enjoy the experience. There is no other option.
Huh? My abs heard something.
Stressed out about tomorrow? A little cranky because you were late at business?
Ugh. Ugh.
Come on, shoot.
She does have like a big crone hump. I wonder how much time she spent in the makeup chair for that. That made him, oh God, ugh. You see those mud flaps? Dear God. Dude, I'm sorry, I can't get over the tits.
We'll deliver.
Well, I guess she could get a new career now, like in a haunted house or something. Oh no, now she's got to babushka herself up. Hey, she's moving pretty well. I mean, earlier she couldn't even move her knee. She's got some pep in her step now, huh? Hag powers, I suppose so.
Are you sure? Once you stop, you can't go back.
She gets nothing out of this. Like, why? Is this even like a moral dilemma at all? All that's gonna happen is she's gonna continue to use her up until they're both gone. This is literally the only scenario she can do to where she can still exist at all, which, I don't know. At this point, would you even want to? I don't know. She could sit comfortably in a weird shrimp-shaped chair, you know, watch TV for that. I don't know. Like, I don't know why people can't just be happy with that. People desire beauty. Yeah, but she's not getting it, though. That's the point. Like, I don't see... There's no positive end for her at this point. It's only going to get worse for her. Like, I don't understand the conflict that she would have. She doesn't get to experience any of the positive stuff that her new body has been experiencing. None of it. She doesn't get to live vicariously in any way. They literally just become two separate people, and she gets to hang out in a closet for a week. I guess you got to have some kind of conflict, right? You like it? I would like it more if it made sense. I mean, it doesn't have to make sense, but there has to be some kind of logical through line to where, like, the things that the characters do within the world make sense. It doesn't matter, like, how crazy and absurd it is. Like, that's still kind of an issue for me. What do you mean, nah? Why nah? If I don't understand the motivation, then there's no character there. It just feels like empty to me.
I can't do this. I need you.
Why?
I hate myself.
Well, that's obvious.
It's our big night.
Well, she did 95% of the injection. This is not good.
Come on!
Now you can be a team and take your show on the road. Yeah, there's just a little bit of soy sauce left. Why does she get super strength? Another Sparta kick. So crazy. Where's the blood coming from? She just got brain blasted with the moral of the story. You gotta take a shower.
There you
Yeah, she's gonna have a total meltdown out there. I mean, this is what it's all been building to. Tooth? It's like one of the front teeth too, isn't it? Looks like my cousin George. He smiles the same way. You can get that fixed. Can you get that fixed? Hey, can you get that fixed? Yeah, she looks exactly like my cousin George now. Sounds like him too.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself?
Oh no. She's gonna do it again.
Let me introduce you to the shareholders.
Old white men. Hashtag something. Me too? Is that still going on? Hashtag predictable.
So smile!
All the wide angle lens stuff with Dennis Quaid's face and mouth, that's been the grossest thing in this movie to me.
Feathers! Feathers! Feathers!
Oh my god. These guys are all hopped up on Cialis. Or is that Viagra?
Please give me a better version of myself.
She's just some kind of nightmare, yeah. Got a butt head? Sweet. Well, you better get your dress back on. Joseph Merrick. She's having a great time back there. Monstro Elizasu. Yeah, that's a better name for her, Morgan, I agree. For once, one of your made-up names actually fits. Her name should be Glug. All this dark stuff. I gotta go back to the regular glasses again. Ugh. Just putting it in the ear sphincter there. Or whatever that's supposed to be. I'm amazed she can even walk upright. Put the dress on. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Oh. Dude, there's another 22 minutes. What else is gonna happen? Like I said, I'm still expecting, like, complete and total meltdown. There you go. Your nipples are showing. So she's basically insane now? I mean...
At last, we're starting to worry. Hurry up.
Are you serious, dude? Shut up. What? Okay. The song. Okay, good. She's totally mad. Glad that there's kids in the audience, as long as she's smiling with which mouth. I like how it's on New Year's, too. There's something thematic about that. Thus spake Zarathustra? They're holding that note. Dancers seem cool with it. What kind of show is this? Oh, unrestrained boob replication. Oh, well, that's to be expected. Comes the pseudo death metal.
Next.
I do like the music. It's a pretty fun track. It's taking this show on the road. Ugh. Yeah, it's like street trash with a higher budget, of course. Dude, the director has seen street trash at least once or twice. You made it? You know, just people walk all over it and stuff. Yeah, another day, another monster dissolves on the pavement. Next. How is this not a national incident? Prosthetic Sue's breasts. They had a separate team to make the boobs. So, okay. That was the substance. You know, I don't say this very often, hardly ever, but I think it pretty much lived up to the hype. I thought it was great. The only complaints that I really have necessarily are like story stuff. But again, it's got kind of that comedy armor. I wouldn't say this is an out-and-out comedy, but it's definitely not meant to be taken seriously. It is definite satire, lampooning a world that I'm sure the people who made the film, surely Demi Moore, she's very familiar with this type of stuff. So since it kind of has that comedy armor, the issues aren't even that things weren't explained, like the substance itself or like the mysterious voice or anything. Like, I don't care about any of that. The biggest issue I have is character motivation. She is trying to recapture, fame and youth, being liked any way she can, even though the guy on the phone keeps saying they are one. I mean, they're functionally, they're really not. You can't even say that she was legitimately living vicariously because she doesn't get to experience any of that. The new life that she did get to experience was just, it made her angry and jealous. But that's like one little hang up that again, I can't take that too seriously. It would have been nice if they tied it together a little bit better, but really that's the only thing I can complain about. Everything else about the movie I liked. I really, obviously the use of practical effects, very much appreciated. Some of the CG was a little dodgy, but they used it sparingly. The face at the end, kind of silly, but this monster suit, it's pretty terrific. It's something straight out of an old 80s movie. You can't compare this to a movie like The Fly, even though I mentioned that earlier, but you can't really compare it because The Fly was like really like more of a tragedy. This is kind of like a parody of something like that. Like, I can watch The Fly and cry. It's tragic and it makes me sad, and it's played straight and it's played serious. And that's not to say that either Margaret Qualley or Demi Moore weren't playing their characters straight or serious. They were, but the movie itself is not presented in a serious way. I don't think people are going to be watching The Substance and necessarily, having the same sad, depressive kind of reaction that you would get from watching something like The Fly. They established the tone pretty early on. This was going to be like crazy and absurd. It's also a little weird too that until she started turning into a witch, I guess, Demi Moore's performance became like way more cartoonish and animated. But up to that point, she was playing the whole thing very straight. And it seems like most of the other characters that are in this world are kind of hyper real. You really should sort of feel bad for Demi Moore's character, but I just kind of didn't. She's very much like Norma Desmond. Yes, that's who I'm thinking of, from Sunset Boulevard. She still has a ton of money. She's had a good career, but for whatever reason, she can't let go of the sleazy business that eventually everybody just ends up in Dennis Quaid's mouth to get chewed up and spit out. The whole conflict with her character doesn't make much sense. She immediately just goes to these crazy lengths to try to preserve her youth and stardom and beauty. No matter how bad it gets, it made it incapable for me to really feel anything for her as a human being, because she didn't seem like a human being to me. No offense to Demi Moore, I think she was great. Like, in terms of just like the acting, the performance itself, fantastic. I think everybody did a great job. This, to me, it felt like big budget schlock. There's a lot of trauma in this movie to me, and not just with the special effects. It's very campy, purposely campy, and which is hard to do well, because usually there's this big cloud of insincerity that hangs over when you're constantly like winking at the camera and like, yeah, we're in on the joke. We're bad on purpose, I think what saves it is just like how well done it is and how funny it is. If the writer-director, if she was trying to say something like important about, ageism in Hollywood or body image or anything like that, it all felt very surface level. There may be more to it, and, I may see it in repeat viewings, maybe. I'm going to be editing this, of course, for the channel, so I'll be watching it multiple times. It almost felt like it was very purposely soulless, because it was trying to reflect that world. This may mean a lot more to people who are in the business compared to cretins like me who just watch their stuff on YouTube and slag it. Overall, I think every complaint that I had with it it's not important enough to necessarily affect its score as a movie. Like if I'm gonna score it, which I have to, right? Everybody makes me. I have to assign a number to these movies. I guess I don't. I could stop, but I think at this point it's almost sort of like a tradition or something, right? Out of 5, I feel like I got to give it a 5 because ultimately the most important thing is like how entertained I was, and is pretty entertaining all the way through for being this long of a movie. 2 hours and 20 some minutes. I was engaged all the way through. Still enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I think I got to give it a 5. Stuff like this certainly helps. Oh, by the way, that reminds me too, all of that like male gazy stuff I was talking about, even though it's a female director, like how much she liked Margaret's butt. Shots like this, of course. We can say that it also serves the purpose for the movie. I mean, that's why I was able to predict the butt blowout. You know, honestly, I think I probably would have enjoyed this movie a lot more. I say that after just giving it a 5, but I think I would have enjoyed the movie a lot more had I gone in completely blind and not known that like body horror was going to be part of the equation, because it would have been like a super pleasant surprise. I can't believe that like somebody on the actor level of Demi Moore would involve herself in something like this, you know? Good for her though. And great job to everybody else in the movie, including the director. Yeah, I feel bad for even criticizing her, because I still like the movie a whole lot. It's just one of those things, you know, being a very particular and critical-minded person, like it's not something that I can necessarily turn off. And I wouldn't want to just like completely glaze the movie, as the kids say these days, you know, if I didn't 100% believe in what I'm saying. So, I don't know. There'll probably be some people downvoting this video because I didn't, you know, just completely uncritically love it, but it is what it is. Yes, that's what all the kids are saying these days to me. They keep saying they want to glaze my donut. I don't know what that means, but I take it as a threat.